You may delay, but time will not. Most people will die with their greatest dreams unfulfilled. Why? Not because they couldn't achieve them, but because they postponed them. You are probably doing it right now, telling yourself you will start tomorrow, next week, or when life settles down. But here is the cold truth: tomorrow never comes. Think about how this applies to your life right now. You might be pushing off that project, delaying that important conversation, postponing that workout, that hobby, that passion you promised you will start. But remember, you are not just postponing tasks, you are postponing yourself. You are delaying your own growth, your own fulfillment, and ultimately, your happiness. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Think about that. Time is something we take for granted. We act like there's an endless supply of it. But how many times have you said, "I'll do it later"? How many times have you pushed back the things that truly matter, the things you love? Seneca nailed it 2,000 years ago, and we are still making the same mistake today. We are wasting our time on things that don't matter, and worst of all, we are wasting ourselves. The idea of postponing yourself, thinking that later will be the right time to start living, has become a silent epidemic. We spend our lives preparing to live, but we never actually start living. Life is what happens when you are busy making other plans. I was caught in the same trap. I used to believe I needed to wait until everything was perfect to go after what I truly wanted. I thought when I'm more successful, then I'll start enjoying life. When I have more money, then I'll focus on what matters. But guess what? That never came. There was always something else to chase, always another goal to hit. And by the time I realized I had been postponing myself, years have slipped by. Maybe you have felt this way too, waiting for the perfect time, only to realize that time keeps slipping away. We trick ourselves into believing that someday we will get around to living our real lives. But the reality is, the perfect time doesn't exist. There's always going to be some form of chaos, some distraction, something that makes now feel it isn't the right moment. But it's never about finding the right moment, it's about creating one. The future depends on what you do today. Take a moment and ask yourself, what am I postponing? What have I been telling myself I will do when life settles down? Now be honest, how long have you been using that excuse? Has life ever settled down? I want you to write down 3 things you've been delaying. Things that really matter to you, but you keep pushing them off. Be it pursuing your passion, focusing on your health, or just spending quality time with loved ones. Now think about how different your life could be if you started on those things today. Imagine life as a river, constantly flowing. Every moment that passes is a drop of water, gone forever. The problem with postponing ourselves is that we stand at the riverbank, watching the water flow by, promising that we will jump in when the current is just right. But it's never just right. The water keeps flowing, and before you know it, you've missed your chance. Do not act as if you had 1,000 years to live. So how do you break the habit of postponing yourself? It starts with making a simple yet powerful decision. Commit to living in alignment with your values now, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. I want you to do something concrete. Every morning, early before work or after work, spend the first hour of your day or the last hour doing something that moves you closer to the life you want. Whether it's a passion project, exercise, or just taking time to reflect, make it a non-negotiable habit. 1 hour that is solely dedicated to you and the life you're building. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. It is so important that you do the things that matter to you and be consistent with it. When you stop wasting your time on distraction and start investing it into things that align with your true self, you begin to open up a whole world of opportunities for your life. Just be intentional. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in a day. You just need to start today, right now. One day or day one, you decide. The choice is yours. You can keep telling yourself that one day you will start, or you can make today the day one of the rest of your life. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Stop Stop waiting for life to magically give you the time. You have to take it. You have to prioritize the things that matter, or else you'll keep postponing yourself into oblivion. Your life is yours. You don't need anyone's permission to start living it on your terms. It's time to stop postponing yourself, take control, and decide today. Because if you don't, no one else will do it for you. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You don't need to wait for things to be perfect. You need to start, you need to decide. You need to decide today. Do one thing, no matter how small, that moves you closer to the life you want. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, because the more people who stop postponing themselves, the more we all start living the life that we're meant to live. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.